Hello and welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 25. Welcome guys. Hello and welcome. Right, as you can see, we have got our trailer. I have done a little bit of testing. This does go up. If you remember at the end of the last episode, that wasn't going up. That wouldn't go up because I had the front loader attached. Yeah, so that was lovely jubbly. Did a couple of little test pieces. And yeah, to be honest, I've kind of just been getting small pieces, you know, pieces I can pick up by hand and stuff. Nothing more than that really. You know, what we do, yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. Otherwise, you know, we are going to spend quite a lot of time today. There we go. I can't remember the capacity of this trailer, but either way, we will get on with it quite soon. It's near, or shall I say, it's nearly full. Oh, hang on. Super strength, hang on. That's on. So yeah, that is off. Lovely. There's a nice piece of tree to be getting in this trailer. Nice if we had like a little second vehicle. Any in particular reason you're not going down? There we go. Apparently that was too high. I didn't realise there was too high was an option. Oh, I tell you why. Because my tractor earlier was up here, and it's clearly rolled down this little hill. And when it was up there and it was on a bit of an angle, that was why it was lower. That'll be that then, right? 2900 in there. Have we got any more that we can just quickly pick up? That's quite a cool piece. Let's just get that piece. So yeah, this is kind of what we're going to be doing today. Trying to make some... I can't remember the capacity of our trailer. I think that would be worth remembering. 5,600. Oh, we can get a lot in here then, guys. We can get a lot in here. Nice. Also, as you can see, guys, we have moved into September. I did just kind of roll the dice with the time, and I just did it quickly. I weren't messing around too much. Wow, that is 3,900. Wow, that was 1,000 litres of wood chip. Tell you what, wood chips are worth some good money on this game this time around. Yeah, I want to get a good 20 grand so we can buy another plot of wooded land. That gives us something to do over the winter months. I'll tell you what we will do actually. Can we have a look at the contract? What have we got? Bale wrapping, baling, fertilising, harvesting, liming and mowing. Yeah, there does not seem to be any wood contract, which is a shame because I'm set up for that kind of work and there isn't any. Can I pick you up? Yes, yes. Look at this. Look at this bad boy. Get in. Like I say, it's not very big. Gotta do it bit by bit, but we are getting there. And at least if you see me fill this first trailer, you can be like, well, yeah, we've seen him do it. These are all pick up by hand, no super strength involved. That is fantastic. We've got about 600-700 litres of space left. Ooh, hello. You'll do. Yeah, we're going to make some money today. As long as I can get it in the hole. Sorry about that, guys. I do have a little bit of a chesty cough again. It's the dust, guys. We're still battling the dust from all the building work. And, oh my god, to be honest, it's horrendous. Like, you clean somewhere and 10 minutes later, it's like you hadn't even bothered. But I've been out and I bought like a little Titan Hoover from Screwfix, and basically it's a bagged Hoover. 40 litres more. We're not gonna mess around with 40 litres. Right, where can we take the wood chip? That's the question. Right, let's just lower that down. Right, so where can we take the wood chips? Well, probably, let's have a look. Oh, it's going to be down at the bottom. Wood chips can go to the animal dealer for the bales or the farmer's market. I don't think either of these are close. Right, we are bang in the middle of the map. One is here, and I know the animal dealer's up there. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one we go to. To be honest, we'll go down the main road this time. We might, more just because the trailer's facing that way. That's the reason it kind of makes a little bit of sense. Also, £200 for these wood chips is not coming across like very good money. I thought wood chips had some like really good pricing in this series, or in this updated game. Yeah, I will just point out, guys, I will apologise in advance for any stuttering. Both my graphics card had an update yesterday, and yeah. But I did try and go to some of the sell points and stuff, but this bit here, going along this road, there's a little micro stutter then. There's not really much I can do about that at the moment. It just is what it is. There's a little bit more. Yeah. I'd have to drive around the whole map to get rid of this microphone. But I did go to some of the sell points. I didn't go to them all, just went to some because they're kind of grouped together, so I was kind of hoping that was going to be enough. But yeah, I don't want to spend loads of time wasted like driving backwards and forwards on this map going forward after the first few episodes. But we haven't really been south yet. The most we've been is to the shop and to our bit of land, and our bit of land to the sawmill. So yeah, this is the first time we've kind of been down this way, so it would be nice to do it. And what we'll do is when we get down here as well, what we will do is we'll just go into first person mode, because it will cause me a little bit of stutter and lag. There we go. It does it every time. The very first time you go into first person. That's the only thing I didn't do yesterday, was go into first person. And I could have done it to save that aggro. It's fine now. It's always the first time after you've had to delete the shader cache. I tell you what though, 24 miles per hour, guys. Can you imagine if we'd have had a 19-mile-an-hour Ford or Leyland tractor on this series? That would have just been absolute hectic. We'd still be coming out of that country lane. Yeah, big shout out to everybody who is watching the series. I know there was a couple of mic issues yesterday. What it is, the new steering wheel sits in a slightly different place. Now, episode 1 was a little bit different, but I was struggling and I was kind of leaning over the steering wheel to get to the microphone. On episode 2, I kind of put the microphone in a different place. And that's when I realised at the end of the record, well, partway through the recording, so I did change some gains and stuff like that, because it's a little bit further away than than it usually is. But yeah, it just wasn't working as well as I would like. So I spent yesterday afternoon changing some settings, and yeah, the test recordings I've done seem to work a lot nicer now. Like I say, it's just because I've just been moving around. You know, this Moser wheel sticks out twice as far from the desk as the old Logitech. I did build a little frame for my pedals as well. It's not 100% great, but it does stop it moving left and right. It does at the moment anyway. Yeah, it's not nice to look at, but like I say, when I get a sim rig, this steering wheel will be going on my sim rig, so it won't really matter. Oh, we're going into here. There we go. Let's drop these off. Yeah, this is going to be like £1,000, guys. I don't even know if this is going to be worth it. £1,000, that's all it's going to be. That's not good enough. I'm not gonna lie, that's not good. Now it'll be good enough for the branches, but that is not going to be good enough to sell the trunks. £200 per 1,000 litre. It's not the end of the world. Doing it with the wood chips is going to be quicker, but I do think we need to drag some trees to the sawmill and try and get as much money there as we can. I think that's going to be the way to do this. We do have a tree cut. I think the best thing we can do is maybe go into our little area, pull it out, get the branches near to the entrance, and then I think we're going to have to drag it to the sell point. This isn't enough. It's not enough. I thought wood chips were a lot more in value, but you got to remember I'm playing on the hard economy as well, so I think we are going to struggle. Wood chips will be the quicker way, I think, to do it. They're just not going to get as much, I don't think. But at least if we can wood chip the branches. Right, so we can actually put a piece of wood in and maybe do wood chips at the same time. Although the sell point for the wood chips is completely the opposite way around. What I might do is I might bring my sell anywhere mod. I have my own sell anywhere mod. I might bring that into this series, and then put it kind of near the sawmill area. Although saying that, then we're going to end up going to the same place all the time, and I don't really want to do that. Production wise is a bit different, but yeah, I don't really want to do that. But we've got £2,500, so we do have some options. We could buy a very small spreader now and buy some fertiliser. We could do some fertiliser contract, but I don't think with the size of these fields it's gonna be really worth buying the small spreader. I think we're just gonna end up struggling the entire time, and I don't see the point. If I'm honest, it is an option to do that. I do think the mower is the next best thing. Again, we don't get loads of money for a mower, but you know we do get, we do get to do another job, and then from there, we can look at possibly getting a small round baler for bale contracts and stuff. But yeah, there are options. There are definitely options. The next time we do sell a trailer full of wood chips, so guys, we will go into a little bit of a time lapse. I just wanted to have a little drive around this map. It is an absolutely stunning map. I believe it's Farms in Bristol. I'm terrible with names. And remembering names. But yeah, it's a stunning map. Absolutely beautiful map to play on. And yeah. Definitely worth a play. I maybe started the wrong way for a map like this, but to be honest, I didn't expect to struggle quite as badly as I have done with the with the wood. Well, there we go. We are roughly about halfway through this video, and we've done one trailer load of wood chips. But like I say, I'm trying to do things in a more realistic time. So this will be a little bit different when I do live videos and stuff. Let's have a look. Go this way. I need you. Yeah, inside here we already have a tree taken down. We've got to be careful though. It is a little bit of a tight gap to get around here. I'm sure there's a tree somewhere in here. Yeah, I've still got to lean forward. There it is. There is this tree. It is quite an annoying tree. But yeah, I was trying to practice on a little test world, and to be honest guys, sometimes you just do this, and you just go like that, and you go like that. But as you can see, when I do that here, it just doesn't want to. But I've found that sometimes it is just a case of just, you know what I mean? Look, I've chopped it, and it's still there. So I think to be honest, we shouldn't have really been cutting these trees. There you go. Look, I finally got rid of another one. Yeah, it's just taking me a while to get through this. We'll get there though, guys. We'll get there. Right, we're gonna have to just sit that on there. Let's get this rope. We're gonna have to drag this one to the shop. I need some serious money. I believe it's that one. Yes. I am enjoying doing the tree work. As much as I'm struggling, I am enjoying doing it. Right, there we go. I'm wondering if maybe we should put the weight on the front. We could do that actually. We normally have the front loader attachment on, but this time we don't. I'm gonna just let that rope out a little bit. We're gonna get that onto there. Now we're gonna pull the tree back up onto there, and away we go. So let's hopefully we can get this taken to the sawmill. It's not as nice a tree as I would like, but you've seen me walk up that tree trying to cut the branches, and they just don't seem to want to come off very well or very easily. They're also not even getting stuck on the hedges, which makes me think they're maybe just a little bit bugged out, a little bit. But if we can maybe get like do you know what? I don't even want to say how much we may get for this tree. I'd like about £1,000 for this one tree. I'd like to be able to possibly get a mower in this episode. And why are we now struggling? Come on. Maybe should have cut some extra branch. Maybe that big branch off at the bottom of the trunk. We were doing 10 miles an hour a minute ago. Why have we slowed down to like nothing? I lowered the winch, I've pulled it into the winch, and then I've lifted the winch up. Hopefully that's going to stop it dragging a little bit. We are back up to 10 miles an hour, which is very nice indeed. Yeah, hopefully we can get something done like this. Which is, this is slow progress at the moment, but that's the whole point of this series. I don't want to start a series and have like £1 million after like 2 days. Otherwise, I would just get vastly bored. I'll tell you what though, this would be a nice map for multiplayer. There's loads of little farms scattered around the map. It would be a nice map for multiplayer, but yeah, my multiplayer server is going to get open soon. I just haven't. Well, I haven't really been here for the last month, have I? So I'm thinking of opening up the multiplayer server for people to play in. I just got to find a map, and I would probably make it cross-play as well, because at least that way I'm not going to alienate console players. I'd have to set the server up not using console mods, but I can soon delete them off. Please no car come, please no car come, please no car come. I need to just keep this speed up. We've kept a good 10, 11 mile an hour coming up round that road. That was not bad at all, to be honest. Definitely lowering the winch, getting it tucked into the winch and then the winch lifting it off the ground was definitely a good idea. Do you know what? I don't even want to know how much I'm going to get for this. I don't think we're going to get a lot. I think it's a horrible amount of money we're going to get. I don't think we'll get £1,000. I'd like at least £1,000, but I know we're not going to get £1,000. £175. I would have been better chipping it. Wow. Wow. I swear, right, the owner of that sawmill is having my pants down. Now I remember why I was wood chipping. I remember yesterday's video, like £276 or something. And that one was £175 for pretty much a whole tree. Come on. Having my pants down, man. But that's like a whole tree down. Yeah, I think we're going to have to just go back to... I don't want to say we'll go back to cutting. Let's get the oak trees and get the big chunks of the middle. We'll drag them to the sawmill and then we'll wood chip up the rest. I think that's going to be the best way to do this, actually. Hey, well, let's just have a little bit of first person mode as well. I do like it first person. Giants FM 97.3. That's cool. Yeah, it's nice to be playing games again, guys. It really is nice to be playing games. But yeah, this is I hope you've all had a good weekend as well. For me, it's Friday, guys. I'm not going to be releasing videos for a while on weekends. Like I said, I do still have quite a bit of things to do around the house and decorating and stuff, and I think at least if I can bring a video every weekday, I think that works well. Plus it gives me the options, if I'm not doing anything, to possibly have a live stream. I've got the Northern Coast and Western Shores for live streams, and I just kind of want to play them. If you are wondering though, guys, live streams will be done over on the Twitch. We'll include probably a bit of TikTok on that, but it's more going to be Twitch. Just because, really. If I'm doing videos to YouTube, I want to do live streams. Ooh, hello. I shall take you as my prisoner. 17.6 meters long. Oak tree. Not as big as it could. Let's chop you off. You can let's get that branch down there. Let's get that down there. Lovely. Look at this. Need to get it out of this tree though. I think the easiest thing to do is, like, if we're stuck on trees, I think the easiest thing to do at the moment is just to chop all the trees. I've got an American elm tree this time. Beautiful. Getting through there. This, I tell you what, glad I got this chainsaw. This is a nice chainsaw. Thank you very much. You've now dropped my oak tree. Am I doing a couple of branches on that? It does look like I'm doing a couple of branches. I did. Oh, well, that saves a little bit of time in a way. Right, there's another one. Yeah, weird, isn't it? There we go. Green light. There we go. There's a little bit more on that tree. That is looking a lot better, actually. Let's just try going up this tree. There. Yeah, you see, look how easy that is. Why aren't the other trees being as easy as this? Well, I do think I've still got some problems, but right, well, there's another tree. Anyway, where's the big American elm? Let's get rid of this bush. I can't even see. I can't. You know what? I genuinely can't even see this. Let's get this chopped here. Let's try and get it all into the floor a little bit. There's this little orangey bush here that is just proper in my way. There we go. So, right, so that's a good length of tree, to be quite honest. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into this. Let's see what we can do. Going to maybe have to run over these twigs. I think that is a good spot there. I'd like to try and take a couple of these at once. If I can get a good piece of that oak at the same time, that would be nice. If I can just put this here and then take this over here, drop that over there, that is looking a little bit better. At least if I can take some of the trunk, that's the main goal right now. Just don't know where. There is definitely some. That is the rock. So we've got this piece of tree here. You know what? Let's cut that there. Walk down here, and if we can get it from the bottom, we know we've got the tree I want to grab. Control and K. Let's try and pull this tree up. Just don't know if it's going to get stuck on anything. I don't think it is. I think it's working very, very well. What an absolute beast that little winch has been since we got it. Okay, we cannot do that, so let's just go that way. Let's try and push that towards there. Right, there we go. Look at that. We can definitely take these two. Come on, we've got to get some money from these. Really? You're really annoying me now, Winch. Literally just been giving you loads of praise, and then you go and do that to me. Right. Let's see if we can drag these to the shop real quickly. Yeah, they're not as big as I would have maybe liked to have dragged to the shop. But yeah, I think definitely. Ah, okay. There we go. Lovely. Right, let's do that and lift that up there. I'm not expecting this to be a very quick journey here, guys. This is... I've got one off the ground. That one there's off the ground. But this second log is just being a little bit annoying. I could really maybe do with some bigger tyres. Try and get a little bit more traction down. Although I don't think it's going to really help when I've got a giant log. That's a good piece of oak. I'd like to hope that piece of oak there is a good length, good amount of money. The whole tree is good value. But I think maybe once I get this, maybe a good place to end. I'm not really sure. But I tell you what, I will probably do over the weekend. I probably might just fill the trailer so that I'm already going to the sell point. You've already seen how much extra tree we're going to have left. We need to try and get our hands on a bigger trailer. I think that's maybe where we're making it harder on ourselves for the wood chips. Now, all this equipment we've got, we can't sell. We can sell the winch because we bought the winch after the series. We can't sell the front loader. We can't sell the front loader log attachment. We can't sell the tractor or the trailer because we started with all that, so we have to keep that. But we do need to try and get our hands on a trailer. And I'm wondering if maybe, like I was talking about getting a mower. If we can get a mower relatively cheaply, I'm just wondering if it's worth maybe investing in getting our hands on a bigger trailer. Something like, can you imagine if we can take like 15,000 litres worth of wood chips instead? This 3 mile an hour, guys, is absolutely crippling me, but you can see the struggle we are having. We definitely need more power. We don't necessarily need more speed, but we definitely need more power. Yeah, we can't even have a worker working for us because they have to have a vehicle to drive. Although, to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind sending a worker to go and mow a field in this tractor if we were chopping trees. Are you with me? I wouldn't mind that at all. Workers got to have their own vehicle, but if we were chopping trees, our vehicle wouldn't really be doing anything. God, this is taking forever. Yeah, hopefully, guys, you have enjoyed the longer videos. Like I say, I will go back to doing some time lapses and stuff. And jump cuts. I think jump cuts are going to be amazing when I'm dragging logs. But to be honest, I don't think there's that many trees left. I didn't make the money from the trees like I was hoping to. I thought each tree would be worth at least $2,000. We've already done 4 trees. We've made, you know what I mean? I know we've had some $5,000 chunks and stuff, but it wasn't much. The rest of the tree was worth like nothing. Yeah. I can see the productions. I can see the building just there with the big tree on the right. I can see it. We're getting closer. 4 mile an hour, guys. Absolutely killing me, is this? But yeah, I will do a trailer load of wood chips off the car. And just like I say, all I'll do is I'll just fill the trailer up with wood chips, and I'll basically just drive to this, you know, and then at the beginning of the next episode we'd be like driving to the sell point. Probably drive to the animal dealer sell point as well next time, just to try and spice things up a little bit, try and do it a little bit different. Kind of wish we had a box loading system actually. 7. We've just hit 7 mile an hour. I'm not really sure why we've just picked up speed, but we're at 7 mile an hour. Oh, I can see 8. Wow, we just hit 8. That might not seem like a big deal, guys, but to me, it's a big deal. Right, I reckon we're going to get £2,500 for this. £2,500. Take your guesses in the comments. Let's see if you are even remotely close. I've been completely wrong on the price of wood on this series, so I'm not expecting to be anywhere near. Like that oak tree, I could have probably picked that up with the front loader. The American elm though was going to be a bit of a bugger because that's just too heavy. Now I have got a mod, guys, that would help me pick up wood logs in future. And I don't really know if we should use it, but with how much I've struggled, I don't know if it may be worth trying for me. Basically, you put the front loader attachment. Whoa! What an absolute dick! Yeah, so you put the front loader. That's why we've been struggling, guys. There was a branch stuck under the ground. We dragged that branch all the way here under the ground. I didn't even know that branch was under the ground. So yeah, you put it over and it would basically just put straps around the log. I think that might be a little bit easier for the odd shaped wood we've got. We'd be able to load it onto the trailer and then maybe we wouldn't be doing 9 mile an hour. We'd maybe be doing 24. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you think we should use that. Because this is episode 3 now of me being defeated by trees. Mother Nature does not want these trees chopping. She's making my life hell doing it. Well then guys, take your bets. I said £2,500. We got £3,249. Oh my god, that is huge on the income. Wow. Right, where is... There's the attack. Look, £600. It's for lifting wood, basically. It uses straps. And I'm just wondering if it's worth trying so we can get some of these bigger pieces sold a little bit quicker. God, I love how smooth. I've only got the Moser R5 steering wheel, but can I just say that it is so nice to turn compared to the Logitech. I've no issue with the Logitech other than the fact that it never wanted to work properly. I'd always have to tab out and back in. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna buy that attachment. But what I'll do is I'll buy it off recording because I'll have to put the front loader attachment on. Maybe what we'll do is I'll maybe look at bringing some more wood to the sawmill, and then what we'll do is I'll bring the front loader as well, and then we can just pick up the new attachment on the front loader while we're here. And hopefully that might just make it a little bit easier to sell, you know, and pick up the wood and put it in the trailer and stuff. I don't know if it will, you know. I'm kind of hoping, but I have done it using like the grabs and stuff, and you know, I've got to the point where I'm just logging it now. I'm just winching it down the road, but it's not very quick. I would have liked to have sold twice as much today as we have done, and yeah, it's just been a little bit on the slow side of things, really. Yeah, I definitely think that is going to be worth it, I think. don't know how much trees left over here. That's going to be my next problem. No super strength. Nice. So what I'm trying to do at the moment, guys, is I'm trying to put all the pieces I can lift out of there. Yeah, that's how I'm trying to do it. And let's get that on there. Let's get that chopped down there. Nice. There's a little bit more gone. Yeah, this one is proven to be a ball ache. I kind of haven't put it in a very good spot, to be honest. I need to get... Yeah, I need to get down here and... I'm happy with that last lot of wood income. I will give it that. I am very happy with the money we just made from that. I'm sure there was another one around here. Just trying to decide if it's worth Yeah, it did well that time. That one trimmed up really nicely. And yet this one here just won't seem to trim. Can someone tell me why the trees are so, like, hit and miss? The only thing I can put it down to is it's technically not there. It's the only thing I can really put it down to. I'm gonna have to get rid of this tree. I was hoping to. I don't think I can even cut this tree down. I don't think this is going to go very well at all, but yeah, I think, yeah, if I can cut this down and try and get into that other piece, then we should be a lot better off. This is a lot for the chipper, I'll give it that. There we go, there's a little bit more, there's a little bit more. We can now get into that tree there. That's not a bad piece of tree. See what I mean though? Again, it's not... It's like there's a certain place you got to hit it, but how do you hit it when you're on the tree and it still doesn't seem to want to... You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still trying to get to grips with the tree work on 25. But look, it works for a lot of it. That's what I don't really understand. Yeah, I don't think these are really going to be worth anything, to be honest. Are these pieces going to be worth anything? You'd think that would be worth a little bit of money. It's quite a good length of wood there, and that piece going up there. If we cut this branch off, you'd think this would be worth a good piece of money. I can't even get lined up to cut this, and that's probably my biggest problem at the moment with the tree work. But at least if I can get some of the bigger lengths, I think that might be a good way of doing it. Apparently I've cut that and it didn't come off. That there looks a completely different colour. It doesn't look like it should even be part of that tree. But yeah, that's what we've got to deal with. Like I said, I will chip some of this into the chipper, ready for the next episode, guys. There is a lot to come. There's a lot to come out of this. I don't really know if that's going to be worth taking to the chipper. I don't know if that's going to be worth selling or taking to the chipper like that. It's, I'll chip it. Right, that's where I'm going to leave this episode then, guys. I say I will just fill the trailer. We will just have a little look as we're about to end in here. $7 for a McHale front mower. A front mower is better than nothing. It gets us going with the mowing contracts. 13 for that. Can't really afford that one. 20. No. What else have we got? No. Nope. No. So none of that's no good to us at the moment. 27 grand, but yeah, 27 grand for 12. It's not that much bigger than we've got now. I was meant to bring the I4 Williams trailer pack in, wasn't I? That was the thing. 13 grand for the log one. But yeah, £7,871. Maybe what I'll do, because I'm gonna have to drag it, I might just take some of them to the sell point off recording just to see how badly priced they're kind of gonna be. I'm not really expecting them to be of good value. Like I just feel like that should be relatively good value, but I've been proved wrong with so many of this. And if I can get rid of some of the branches and just take like a chunk of the tree, like if I chop that off there and then I chop here, that's a good length of tree. I'd like to think that's worth a little bit of money. But then the problem I've got is I can't get rid of the branches that are sticking out, and it's just a little bit annoying. But yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just see if we can maybe pick up on the McHale mower. So that's kind of what we've been dealing with today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.